Welcome to the Real Life English Podcast. I'm Sophie, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. Whether you're just beginning your English learning journey or you've been at it for years, this space is for you. A place where we grow together, one word at a time. If you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who's learning too. It really helps me reach more people like you. All right, let's get into today's story. Today's episode is a little different. I want to tell you the story of someone who might remind you of you. Her name is Emma. Emma wasn't new to English. In fact, she had spent years learning it. She knew the rules. She had the vocabulary. She watched TV shows without subtitles. She could read articles, even books, without too much trouble. But when it came time to speak, she froze. Every single time. Does that sound familiar? Emma could understand English, but when she had to open her mouth and say something, especially in front of people, her mind went completely blank. And so she stayed quiet. Not because she didn't have anything to say, but because she was afraid of saying it wrong. Today, I want to walk you through Emma's journey, how she went from being stuck in silence to confidently holding conversations with native English speakers. And by the end of this episode, I hope you'll feel what Emma felt when she finally said her first full sentence out loud. Relief, joy, and the belief that you can do it too.
Emma first fell in love with English when she was in high school. Like so many of us, she watched movies, sang along to songs, and dreamed of visiting places she'd only seen on screen. She worked hard. She memorized grammar rules, learned hundreds of vocabulary words, and even practiced writing in a notebook every day. She could understand entire episodes of her favorite series without needing subtitles. That felt like a huge win. But there was one thing that kept frustrating her: speaking. Whenever she had to speak, even something simple like, "How are you?" her body reacted like she was in danger. Her chest tightened, her palms got sweaty, her brain screamed, "What if I mess up? What if they laugh?" And so she stayed quiet. Until one day, something changed. She was sitting in a small cafe near her university. A tourist walked in, holding a map. He looked confused. Then he approached her. "Excuse me," he said. "Do you know how to get to the Central Library?" Emma's heart dropped. She knew the answer. She could picture the exact words in her head. Go straight, turn right, it's near the big fountain. But when she opened her mouth, nothing came out. Just a shaky smile and her finger pointing down the street. The tourist smiled politely and walked away. But Emma felt something deeper. She felt defeated. She sat at her table for a long time after that, staring at her cup of coffee, thinking, "What am I doing wrong?" And that's when it hit her. Understanding English and speaking English are two completely different skills. Just like watching someone ride a bicycle doesn't mean you know how to ride one. You have to practice. You have to fall. You have to wobble. That's how fluency is built. And that day, Emma made a promise to herself. No more silence. Emma started small. She didn't have anyone to talk to at first. No language partners, no English-speaking friends, but she had herself. At first, it felt strange, silly even. I am brushing my hair. I am making tea. I need to clean my room. She'd whisper these sentences out loud as she moved through her day. Her voice was shaky, sometimes she stumbled, But over time, something started happening. The words came a little faster. The sentences flowed more easily. She was training her brain to speak, not just understand. And that was the key. So if you're listening right now and thinking, I don't have anyone to practice with, let me tell you something powerful. You are enough. You can start right now. Look around you. What do you see? Say it out loud. This is my phone. The window is open. I am listening to a podcast. It might feel silly at first, like it did for Emma, but this is how we build fluency. Not just by knowing, but by doing.
One of Emma's biggest obstacles was fear. She wasn't just afraid of speaking, she was afraid of speaking wrong. What if I say something stupid? What if they laugh? What if I sound like a child? This fear had lived inside her for years. It told her, stay quiet, stay safe. But that fear was also keeping her from growing. So, she started changing the story in her head. Instead of thinking, what if I make a mistake? She asked, what if this is how I learn? Every mistake, she told herself, was a step forward. And you know what helped her the most? This simple sentence. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to try. Repeat that with me wherever you are. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to try. Eventually, Emma realized it was time to take the next step. She downloaded a language exchange app and matched with someone named Jake, a native English speaker who was trying to learn her language too. At first, she only sent text messages, but Jake gently encouraged her to try something new, voice messages. It took her 2 hours to record her first one. She recorded, deleted, re-recorded. She replayed it 10 times before finally pressing send. Her heart was pounding. But then, Jake replied. His message was warm, encouraging, friendly. He didn't point out her grammar mistakes. He didn't laugh. He just responded. That was the moment Emma realized something huge. Most people aren't judging you. They're just happy you're trying. That small voice message changed everything. So if you can find a language partner, do it. If not, join a speaking group. Try talking to AI. Talk to your pet. The important thing is you have to use your voice, even if it shakes, even if it's messy, even if your sentences are short and simple. That's how it begins. One more thing Emma learned that completely changed her fluency: she stopped translating in her head. You see, before, every sentence she spoke had to go through a filter. First in her native language, then translate into English, then speak. It slowed her down, made her second-guess herself, and made her sound unnatural. So she decided to challenge herself. Whenever she saw something, she named it in English. Instead of thinking, I need to buy vegetables in her native language, she trained her brain to think, I need to buy vegetables. No translation, just direct thought in English. At first, it was hard, but after a few weeks, something magical happened. Her thoughts became faster. Her sentences became smoother. Speaking felt natural because her brain was finally thinking in English. So if you're stuck in translation mode, try this exercise. Start small. Choose 3 things you see every day. Say them out loud in English. Train your brain to see the world through English words. One day, Emma was introduced to an English-speaking colleague through a friend. In the past, she would have panicked. She would have smiled, nodded, stayed quiet. But this time, she didn't run. She took a breath. She reminded herself,
I don't have to be perfect. I just have to connect. And she spoke. Not perfectly. She stumbled a few times. She paused. But she got her message across. And her colleague? He understood her. He smiled. He responded. And Emma realized connection is more important than perfection. Say that with me. Connection is more important than perfection because it's true. You don't have to sound like a native speaker. You don't have to use big words. You just have to be brave enough to try. Emma's journey wasn't magical. It didn't happen overnight. There were tears, frustration, days when she wanted to give up. But step by step, she kept going. And now, she speaks with confidence, not because she never makes mistakes, but because she finally believes that her voice matters, and so does yours.
Here are your key takeaways from Emma's journey. Speaking is a skill, not just knowledge. Practice every day, even if it's alone. Talk to yourself. Describe your actions. Narrate your day. Find a language partner or join a group. Use your voice with real people. Stop translating. Train your brain to think in English. Focus on connection, not perfection. Mistakes are part of learning. You can do this, just like Emma did. And I'm here cheering for you every step of the way. If you need help, leave me a message in the comments or send a question. I'll always be here to support you. Until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, and remember, you are amazing.